It came down to the guarantees. The Chiefs had a $52.25 million figure in injury guarantees. They had obviously the signing bonus of 31, which is an all-time record. They only guaranteed 38 million fully, and they only guaranteed it for 2 years. That was the first two of the contract. The Chiefs can fully guarantee him 30 whatever million, 35, 36, 37 over the first 2 years if they just franchise tag him back to back. And that was the Chiefs kind of saying, hey, like not flipping the bird or anything. They weren't being unruly, I don't think, but the Chiefs were also saying, hey, dude, you know, you're not a top 3 left tackle. You're probably not a top 5 left tackle. You're somewhere in that top 10-ish range. And you can go out there and play like you're a top 3 left tackle. We'll give you that money and we'll redo this contract. Until then, we're just going to dig our heels in. And I don't blame them for doing that. I know they have leverage. He's making a hefty raise. He's getting just under 17 million. He made just under 4 last year. So worst case, you're getting a 4 times raise over the last season. The problem is he's betting on himself. He could have just taken the money. He could have just seen how far he got into the deal. He could have restructured it. He could have done this. He could have done that. He could have just said yes and said, hey, first-time agent. Hey, I'm really not that guy. But he's not going to admit, be like, oh, yeah, I'm probably more like the top 12 left tackle. I should probably just stay in my lane. He's going to try to get his money. That's what I don't get, why people are pissed off at him. People are genuinely mad at Orlando Brown. I'm like, let the dude get his money. If it's one of us, you're like, hell yeah, go do it. But if it's an NFL player who actually is doing it, you're like, no, that's not cool. Ronnie Stanley got 5 years, almost 100 million. Then he's been hurt. Like the Chiefs did what they needed to do. Orlando Brown did what he needed to do. He's going to keep doing it. He's going to play out this season. Everything's going to be fine. If not, they have a franchise tag again. Like everyone thinks the sky is falling. There's no bad guy. Everything is okay.
Yeah, he's taking the 17 million this year. He's not sitting out. He might sit out training camp in St. Joe because it's going to be 110 degrees, but he'll be there. I think he'll be there for preseason. That's just me talking out loud here because talking through it with you here, Jordan, because I think he wants to hold out a little bit, but he doesn't want to leave the team hanging either, especially if he's going to be here long term. He wants to show the guys he's in it. It is a business, but he's still in it for him. So yeah. I think he'll be there by week 1 of the preseason to get some reps in.
I am becoming more and more of a vibe and feel type of guy. Like I used to be dealing in absolutes, like the numbers say this and the actions say this. Like now I kind of read between the lines a little bit more. I think that comes with, you know, growing older than being a kid or whatever. I'm still fairly young. Needless to say, the vibes aren't bad with this at all. Like Michael Portner didn't say, God, you know, F the Chiefs, or Orlando Brown didn't tweet out like, gosh, I hate this team. Someone come get me out of here. He's not liking cryptic tweets about not being appreciated. Like he liked that one tweet about the deal. Okay, whatever. He's just confirming it, dropping a hint. Yeah. The Chiefs, Brett Veach didn't come out and say, yeah, they were way off. They're wacko if they think we're meeting them there. Like no one did anything in terms of saying it. Now the Chiefs' actions indicate, hey, dude, you're in over your head. We're not giving you that much. But if you go out and play this year and play really well, we'll give it to you. So I don't think there's a bad guy. I do think they end up possibly getting something done a year from now. I also don't think he holds out. I think he could miss training camp. I wouldn't blame him if he wanted to work out in an air-conditioned controlled, you know, facility or whatever and lift weights and stay in shape. Yeah. He's lost some weight allegedly throughout the offseason, reportedly. Good for him. I wouldn't want to be in St. Joe sweating my ass off and getting a heat stroke either. Borderline heat stroke. Obviously, the Chiefs, I'm not saying they endorse that, but
they'll give him plenty of liquids.
Yes. He's going to be drinking a lot of water wherever he's at. Andy Reid training camps are tough. I don't think he misses regular season games. I doubt he even holds out through the preseason. Maybe he does. He doesn't really have much incentive to do it besides getting hurt. And you can get hurt walking down. Like there was a wasn't there a Broncos player not too long ago who was like holding out, but working out at the team facility during COVID? Then he like tore his Achilles or something.
Yes, I don't
And they were like
remember.
negotiating a contract. Like it was a really
Yeah,
weird situation and it sucked.
it was right before last season too.
Yeah.
Oh man, I cannot remember the player's name, but yeah, it was the Broncos. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So I'm not saying, obviously, no one is saying that's going to happen, but things do happen where you can get hurt doing anything, let alone, Tariq Cohen. I think he blew out his Achilles.
Oh
He
man,
was on
that was
IG
so
Live
sad.
working out. Yeah. So stuff happens. I don't think he misses regular season games, and the vibes there are not bad. I don't think it's all doom and gloom. There's just this whole dark cloud like cast around the situation. Like, oh my God, the Chiefs didn't extend Orlando Brown. He must hate them. They must hate him. They just didn't get a deal done. They were just a little bit further apart than people thought. The Chiefs really made their offer, and maybe they got closer to it at the end. Maybe they didn't. Offer wasn't great. And Orlando Brown said, I can get more than that. And they're basically saying, prove it. Their actions are speaking louder than the words on both sides. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
And I think there's still time to get a deal done. Not this year, obviously, but next year going into the offseason, I think there's time to get a deal done. Now, the other situation next offseason could be if they know that they're not going to get a long-term deal done, they could do the old sign and trade, just like how they got him. They could, or how they got, was it Frank Clark? Is that how they got Frank Clark too? They've done a few moves like that. So it wouldn't be unreasonable if that happened. And if he wants to play on another team that's going to extend him and give him the guarantees for 6 years or whatever it is he's looking for, then, that could happen. The Chiefs would hopefully know by the draft if that's going to be a thing, so that they can shore the left tackle up. Or I don't know if they moved Tooney to left tackle. He is the highest paid left guard. So if he slides over to left tackle, maybe that works. I don't know if they want to trust that or not, though. But it'll be interesting going to next offseason. I think they're going to be fine for this season. But looking ahead, it'll be definitely interesting.